Hey, tons of NAIA basketball tonight. They go 4 overtimes in York, Nebraska, and we have Ben Limback, head coach at Concordia Bulldogs. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Well, it always seems like we jump right into it with some big game. And yeah, this was a big game in Orange City tonight. Morningside beat Northwestern 106-89. They hand Northwestern Raiders their third loss of the season. Joey Scoff was on fire, 29 points, 4 rebounds. Daniel Brocale, 16 points, 2 rebounds. So Northwestern now, they will regroup and they host Mount Marty on Saturday. Big win for Morningside. Dort, they're rolling. They win their 20th game of the season. They rolled Briarcliff tonight, 98-67. Lucas Lorenzen, he's just on fire here recently. 30 points, 5 rebounds. Luke Rankin, double-double with 15 points, 10 assists. Rankin has 23 assists in his last 2 games. So Dort, as I said, 20 games, 1 loss, and they're going to be at Morningside next Wednesday, so they have the weekend off. They need to hose them down and cool them off. These guys have been hot as a pistol. So let's look at the GPAC standings. Dakota Wesleyan won in the Corn Palace. 2 overtimes at Mount Marty. Midland beat them 100-94. And then I've showed you the other 2 scores. So look at the standings. So look at this. So Dort now has 2 games up on Concordia and 2.5 up on Northwestern. I mean, it just seemed like Northwestern had a stranglehold on the conference, and now they're Dort's two games or 2.5 games up on everybody, and Morningside is just hanging in there. What are they? That's whatever. 3 games back. 3 games back. So what's happening on Saturday? Check this one out. Mount Marty is going to be at Northwestern. I don't take anything for granted anymore. And Doane is going to be at Dakota Wesleyan. Those 2 teams in the middle of the pack there, that's going to be kind of a big game. They're trying, especially Dakota Wesleyan is trying to inch up. See that? They're 7-5. They're trying to get in that top 4 group. GPAC's always fun, isn't it? Well, speaking of GPAC, we talked to Ben Limback. They're up in Ann Arbor, Michigan at the Concordia tournament that they have every year. He's going to talk about that. But let's take a listen to Ben Limback. He's the head men's basketball coach, Concordia Bulldogs. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Ben Limback. He's the head men's basketball coach, Concordia Bulldogs. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, Billy D. Thanks for having me.
You know, we were just speaking before we started. You're 11-2 since December 1st. You've been on a roll. You opened a lot of eyes. You defeated Dort at your place. You beat them pretty good, and then Northwestern came over and you defeated them. Opened a lot of eyes. But the GPAC is just loaded. It's tough. Just talk about the conference this season.
Yeah, no, I think, there's definitely some battles going on. I think you named a couple teams there that, the ranking and stuff throughout the national scene, but they got some really, really, really good players and well coached. And I think, they've been off to both teams were undefeated, before last week, I think. And I think, again, there's just, they've had some good non-conference wins. They've taken care of business in the conference. So we were fortunate to both those nights to play well and defend well and get away with two quality wins that we feel will help us here in the stretch run here.
Coach, You might not know this, but I have a direct line into Frederick Arena. When I don't even need to open up the scorebook to see if Concordia won. My phone buzzes, and the mayor always says, "Bulldogs are rolling." talk about your Seward fans and the support you get there in town.
Yeah, no, we had a great environment Saturday. I mean, anytime you're hosting the number three team in the country, and people turn out for good basketball around here, and I think, that's where it starts. We have a good matchup, but definitely it was a fun environment. We had a student section. The soccer team came in full effect, and
Oh,
and
nice.
our normal rowdy students that were there, and then the community supportive, and then you got the mayor. Brevin Slope and a bunch of alums were there for this one. Actually, we honored the 94-95 team.
Nice.
It was their 30-year anniversary of winning the league and making a run at the national tournament. So we had some alums there that weren't normally around. So, but yeah, anytime you impress the mayor, Brevin Slope, that's always a good thing. And certainly, I feel like our guys are locked in right now, and it's been a fun run so far.
We got to talk about this trio of seniors. You got Tristan Smith has been amazing. A big double-double
Hmm.
the other night against Northwest. I think he had 17 rebounds or something. Noah
Yep.
Shutt is Noah Shutt. I don't know what else to
Yep.
say about him. And then Bradley Bennett. Do you guys have to hose him down after practice? Man, that guy shoots the leather off the ball.
Yeah, no, those are three, not only three outstanding basketball players, but three quality individuals, and each in their own unique way. Brad stretches the floor and allows Tristan and Noah to do what they do best, and to have a knockdown shooter like that is really important. Offensively, and Brad was actually the defensive player in the week in our league a couple weeks ago for his efforts. Against Dort, especially, and I mean, Noah Shutt. I mean, he just became the all-time leading scorer in Concordia history, and he just keeps doing it every day. We just had practice, and he's constantly, anytime your best players are your best practice players, that's always a good thing. And he's been that for a number of years now, where he's just a winner and a competitor, and there's a reason he's breaks scoring records and all these accolades he gets, because just he loves basketball, and he brings it every day, and I think he's so special and fun to be around. And you mentioned Tristan Smith. Billy D, I've coached a long time now in the NAIA level, and I don't know. I mean, the type of run he's on, and we were just talking as coaches. It's not really even a run or a heater that he's on right now. He's just getting to that level where he feels healthy, he feels good. The game's slowing down for him, and he can
Yep.
just do so many things for us. I mean, scoring at the rim, he's knocking down threes when he needs to. He's effective from the free throw line, assists, blocks. I mean, defensively, he's taken our team to a different level, and just an amazing competitor. And I think what a blessing it is to be around this type of performance that he's been having the last few weeks, and God willing, he stays at this level and stays healthy, because he's taken our team to another level right now.
You're getting ready for an annual event that I know is important to your school and important to the Concordia system, for lack of another word. You have the Concordia
Hmm.
Invitational up in Ann Arbor every year.
Hmm.
Talk about what that means to, the group of Concordia Lutheran schools to all get together and play in that. I know that's an important event for you.
Yeah, no, it's a tremendous environment. It's the environment that kids dream about playing in front of growing up. I mean, you mentioned the Oregon Tech, some of the games that you go to where it's just packed house, rowdy environment, and this is the second longest running basketball tournament in the country, behind the NIT, the original NIT, and so it's got
Oh, I didn't
a
know that.
long history. Yeah, it's got a long history. This is I think the 72nd 72nd annual Concordia Invitational Tournament. So it's been going on forever. And what an environment. This year it's hosted in Ann Arbor. Every year we rotate who hosts it. So last year it was in Wisconsin. The year before we got to host it. So it rotates.
Okay.
So each guy gets to compete and see different parts and different Concordias. And we're all related. We're all competitors, but we're related in our common faith in Jesus Christ. And so that makes it even more special as we get out there and compete. The pep bands travel and it's rowdy, and the mascots, and the dance and cheer teams compete, and then I mean it's a true tournament. So you got to win to play in the championship game, and the Bulldogs have been fortunate to win a number of years, and we're trying to defend our title here coming up, this weekend in Ann Arbor. So if you have a chance, I mean, it's a tough ticket to get, depending on gym sizes, but if you ever get a chance, I mean, it's a special tournament that we are just our guys, especially our freshmen, have no idea what they're going to experience this weekend, because it's truly an amazing environment.
We had a near me here. We had a Concordia in Portland that was really a valued member of the Cascade Conference, a great competitive team. Been there, was there many, many times. I had my youngest son played youth basketball there as well. But, they eventually went D2, which personally I thought was a bad decision. But they ended up closing the school. But
Right.
that was a big loss to the conference to lose them, because the big city schools, and now kind of parenthetically, now we lose Multnomah, another big city school, out of the conference. It's kind of tough, but no, that was always a good environment to go play in, and I enjoyed going over there. I didn't realize it was that well attended and that old of a tournament.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a hidden gem in the game of basketball. Again, only the NIT, and the NIT, if I remember right, was the March Madness. Before March Madness kind of took it over. And so I think, we try to encourage parents and families, if you're ever able to go on the road to a game, pencil that one in, because it's just an environment that, again, it's going to be a packed house, and you throw the records out at these things. I know we're probably going to be the favored team going in, but you throw records out, because anytime you get an environment like that, kids' shooting percentages just go skyrocket, because they finally have a crowd that's just ruckus and rowdy, and they play harder, and they just it's just a different environment that they've played in all year. So it's fun. It's fun. You come back from these weekends and you're just emotionally drained, and then the challenge for us is you got to jump right back in and play conference games and against really, really good GPAC teams. But it's definitely a fun tournament that our guys will never forget.
You were talking about historic places to play. You get the honor to compete there in the GPAC. And, you got, everything from Northwestern we've talked about. That's a historic place. Dort is, self-proclaimed, but I kind of join in with them. It's probably one of the, if not the toughest place to play, it's one of the toughest places to play in the country. You got the Corn Palace, which is the Corn Palace. Just from top to bottom, you walk into these arenas, and it's just so much history in every one of these gyms. Do your players realize how special that is?
They do when we start playing sometimes out of conference. I think then you start to realize what the GPAC. I mean, I came from a different league, about 12 years ago, and I had never really seen. I played here at Concordia, Nebraska, so I experienced. Northwestern's was brand new when I played in the league, but then you get here and it's like you have these brand new state of the art, like the beautiful facilities. We have one, and Jamestown had, some of these immaculate, can't believe are at the NAIA level. And then you got these historic, like Wrigley Field and the Fenway Parks, where it's like you go there and it's like the history, and they might not have the fancy new bathroom, hand dryers and all the, bells and whistles of some of these newer facilities, but they got the historic, feel to the gym, and the crowd is right on top of you. And so then you got the Corn Palaces and the Dorts and some of these places where it's just like, man, these are some really cool venues as well. So yeah, I agree. The GPAC's got some really neat neat venues that make it special to have these road games, even that are hard to play in, no matter what the records are.
Coach, before we started, you and I were talking about just about a little bit about Arizona Christian and teams around the country. But I've said several times, I think that at least as far as I can remember, and I'm a pretty old guy, I don't remember this much parity across the country. And
Agree.
nobody can, it looked like for a while Northwestern was unbeatable. It looked like for a while nobody could touch Arizona Christian. Georgetown just fell. But just talk about what you see when you look across the country.
Yeah, we it's exactly right. We had the chance to play Arizona Christian, and there's a reason we wanted to schedule some of these games just to get a taste of some of those areas and level of play. And I think you named it. I think this is kind of a different year. I mean, you got the national tournament champ from last year. They're right back up in the thick of
Yep.
things, and so with the Freed Hardmans, and then you got Langston's coming on, and you got the Arizona Christians, and certainly from our league, Northwestern and Dort, we're undefeated, like I mentioned a week ago, and so it's like there's just a lot of teams that you think have a chance. To make that run to Kansas City and beyond, but there's still a lot of basketball left. I think there's still a lot of teams that we're probably not even seeing yet surface that can get hot and get healthy at the right times but no, I think the parity is exciting for the game and especially for the NAIA, and you just hope that the Bulldogs are one of those teams that can be in that mix when it comes down to the February and March.
Coach, Concordia is known for bringing in bright young men, good citizens, end up being great contributors to society when they leave your school. What is in your recruiting criteria that makes that happen year after year after year?
Well, I think I got an amazing staff that works hard, and we try to identify not just the talent, but the person behind the talent. And I think everybody talks about that, and I think that's an important thing. You have to be willing to sacrifice maybe sometimes where something just doesn't fit right.
Yeah.
Maybe that person, and it's no issue with the character. It's just not the right fit for the school. I already mentioned before, we're a strong faith-based Christian school and high academics. I mean, we lead the NAIA all time in the number of scholar athletes here at Concordia. So that's something we're very proud of, is leading the nation in that category. And so I think we are a little bit maybe more selective as to who we want to try to bring in from that standpoint. And certainly that plays into it. But no, I think you got to recruit to your university. I think we got a very supportive, administration and university that values the things we value. And I think anytime you match up great fits with great people, and then you get talent like we have throughout our roster, that I think competes every day to get better, it makes for a really easy job for me and a fun job for our staff to really work with these type of quality young men.
Coach, last question for today. So when you come back from this Concordia tournament, I think you start the second half, or you're real close to halfway through the conference.
Yep.
What do the Bulldogs need to do in the second half of this GPAC to compete for that title?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think once we return back into it, I mean we jump in and there's no slouch in our league. I mean everybody's. We have some teams that haven't had a lot of success win-loss record at the bottom, like every league probably. But any given night, you can take a loss in our league,
Yep.
and so having that leadership and focus to bring it every night, especially defensively, and quite frankly, that's why we're playing better and having the run we're having. Is I think we are becoming better defensively, and our rotations and buying into that side of the ball, I think, has improved. And so I think that's the biggest message will be once we jump back in is to to definitely make each game its own, CIT, its own Concordia
Yeah.
Invitational Tournament, where it's like this is a big deal because every team's going to be competing like it's a title fight. So that's really the biggest thing, and then there's always room for improvement, especially with our young guys. Things that we have to continue to progress on, and hopefully make a nice little run here in the second half of the GPAC, and then hopefully the NAIA tournament.
I like that term, title fight. That's better than the one I've been using. Some of the games I've went to recently, I've been calling them cage matches. Boy, there are, everybody is so hungry. It's so
Oh man,
physical. It's a cage
yep.
match. But title
I
fight's
like
probably
that
a
too.
little better.
Well, either one's gets me excited. Gets my juices flowing.
Hey, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time. Wish the Bulldogs a lot of luck as you go down or go up to Ann Arbor. And when you
Thank
come
you.
back and you start back with Midland, you better be ready when
Yeah.
you go to Fremont.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. We need to be ready for that.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot. And that's Ben Limback. He's the head men's basketball coach, Concordia Bulldogs. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy D. Always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks a lot to Ben Limback and also to Concordia University for making that available. Always enjoy talking to Coach Limback. Let's keep going here. Let's go over to the Heart, where Baker tonight defeated Park. This was a big game for Baker. Park is one of the better teams in the conference, but they beat them 86-76. Noah Rigatuso, 19 points, 5 rebounds. And, excuse me, Cayman Lennox, he had 18 points. So Baker goes to 19-1. So another team flirting with that 20 wins. They're going to be at Peru State on Wednesday. Boy, that gym will be packed for that, won't it? They'll be waiting for them because if we take a look here, let's look at tonight's games. I'm going to switch right down right away here. Peru State fell tonight in Olathe to Mid-American Nazarene in overtime, 91-90. A huge win for Mid-American Nazarene. Good win for them. But Peru State is really going to be hungry when they meet Baker. Also, Missouri Valley beat William Penn. That was a key game. Let's look at the standings in the Heart. Baker has quite a large lead at this point, 3.5 games. Graceland, Peru State, and then Park, who Baker defeated tonight, competing for second place. So coming up on Saturday, some games to watch. William Penn is going to be at Graceland. Graceland needs to win to keep pace. And then Peru State will be at Park on this Saturday. Those are two games to watch. The Heart's a good race. Hey, Ave Maria goes down to Southeastern, 99-95. This early in the game, this was not a close game. I thought Ave Maria was going to get blown out, but they made it tight at the end. Ave Maria goes to 15-5. Ahmed Johnson for Southeastern, he had 20 points, 5 rebounds, and Amir Brikat, 12 points, 12 rebounds, double-double. So the 12-5 Gyrenes will host Weber International on Saturday. Look at just a couple other games in the Heart. You see them there. I starred one here. New College fell by a bucket to St. Thomas. New College is a team I've been watching close this season. It's a new NAIA team, and they're doing very well. Look at the standings here. Florida Memorial, Ave Maria dead tied for the Sun. Kaiser only a half game back. You see that Southeastern is right there, and then New College is a game and a half out of first place. So on Saturday, we have Southeastern is going to be at Florida Memorial. That is going to be a key game. Also, Kaiser is going to be at St. Thomas. I think that is going to be a very good game, especially being played at St. Thomas. Another game I'll be watching, even though it's not a league game, Florida College will be at New College. I think that'll be a good game as well, but that's not a league game. Jumping over to the Appalachian Conference, Pikeville defeated Montreat tonight, 81-53. L.A. Walker, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Cade Looney, 28 points, 15 rebounds, double-double. So Pikeville goes to 17-4, and they're gonna host. No, they're not gonna host. They play. I messed that up. they host Bryan on. They don't play again until February 1st. I'm going to double check that, but that's what their schedule says. I didn't update this. I apologize, but it looks like they play Bryan next. Well, here, let's jump over to the schedule, and it'll tell us. Yeah, they don't play again They don't play again this Saturday. Sorry, that was very graceful. So in the AAC, the Appalachian Conference, here's the games. Bryan, who kind of they're holding the lead. They won tonight. Johnson also won. So Bryan has a half game lead over CIU, and CIU has a game lead over Pikeville, and then Johnson is another game and a half back. So this is coming up on Saturday. You can see Pikeville is idle, but Bryan is going to play CIU. That's going to be the first and second place team here. That's a huge game on Saturday. And then Tennessee Wesleyan and Montreat, as these two teams are trying to work their way up. The KCAC, man, I didn't think they'd ever get done tonight. Look at this. Which game was it? It was York and Avila right here. York and Avila, 4 overtimes. 4. I watched the end of that game. Even the fans were getting tired. So 4 overtimes. But York won that game. They were the home team. They won that game in the 4th overtime. Oklahoma Wesleyan won tonight. Friends won tonight. St. Mary lost. So Ottawa did everybody in the KCAC a favor. Because look here. Everybody's been chasing St. Mary, but now St. Mary's only 1 game up on Friends and Oklahoma Wesleyan, and then Ottawa's 1 game back. So on Saturday, Oklahoma Wesleyan is going to be at Tabor. It's a game that the Eagles should win, but don't take anything for granted. Bethany is going to be at St. Mary as St. Mary tries to hold on to that 1 game lead. And then Friends still chasing St. Mary. They're going to be at Kansas Wesleyan, all on Saturday. The Wolverine Hoosier tonight. Lord's Cornerstone and Indiana Tech all won tonight. The Lawrence Tech game got postponed. So you look at the standings here. Indiana Tech, Cornerstone, and Lords. They've been kind of idle. Not idle, but they've been kind of stagnant about in this, two games back of Indiana Tech for the last 2 weeks or something. Really, it's right now it's a race for second place, I would say. On Saturday, Michigan Dearborn is going to be at Cornerstone. That game could change the standings. And the big game in the WAC on Saturday is Lawrence Tech is going to be at Lords. In the Chicagoland last conference for the night, I think South Bend won. Everybody you would expect to win won. So St. Francis has a 1 game lead on Indiana Northwest, and we have 2 teams tied for second. So really these 3 teams, St. Francis, Indiana Northwest, and St. Xavier, are battling it out for the Chicagoland title. So St. Xavier is going to be at Governor State. Indiana Northwest is going to be at St. Francis. So whoever wins that game is going to pick up some ground. Tight race. They're all tight races. Well, that's it for all the games tonight. I really appreciate Ben Limback giving us a little bit of time. Join us tomorrow. We have I just drew a blank. Drew Stutz with Freed Hardeman. He'll be our guest tomorrow. Sorry, Coach. Anyway, join us tomorrow. We'll have more college basketball results and Drew Stutz from Freed Hardeman. Thank you. I really appreciate you listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all I got. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.